Welcome to the public involvement meeting for Wisconsin 124 resurfacing project in Chippewa County. As online meetings and presentations remain the preferred communication format, this meeting is being conducted virtually to involve the public in the project's decision-making process. Additional exhibits and handouts providing project information will be available on the project website. The link is listed on the next slide. I would like to highlight some key staff that are working on this project. My name is Eric Witt. I'm the project manager. Dan Segerstrom is the project supervisor, and Zach Larson is our consultant designer with AECom. AECom was hired by WisDOT to design this project. I'd also like to highlight the project design website, which is at this link below. You can find out more detailed information about the project at the website. The presentation will follow the agenda shown. We will begin by providing general project information, describing the purpose and need of the proposed project, and discussing the proposed alternative. We will also discuss the project timeline and how to provide comments or ask questions. Your input is an important part of the process, and we look forward to hearing from you. The 124 improvements will consist of 3 projects. This slide shows the limits for project ID 8610-02-04. Of the 3, this project is the furthest south. The limits extend from Bridge Street to High Street as shown on the map to the right. The next is project ID 8610-08-03. Its limits extend from High Street to County S as shown on the map to the right. The northern piece is project ID 8610-08-02. It extends from County S to Wisconsin 64. Now, Zach Larson, our project designer, will go through some more project details with you.
Wisconsin 124 is the main north-south route through the city of Chippewa Falls and the towns of Eagle Point, Woodmore, and Bloomer in Chippewa County. This principal arterial has an annual average daily traffic count of 6,400 near Chippewa Falls, and the corridor has approximately 32% trucks, as this is a designated Wisconsin long truck route. Wisconsin 124 is a 2-lane road from Wisconsin 64 south into Chippewa Falls. In the city, Wisconsin 124 is split with 2 lanes running north on High Street and 2 lanes running south on Bay Street. This project will only impact the southbound lanes. The purpose of the proposed project is to preserve the roadway, improve the deteriorating pavement, and extend the roadway's service life. The primary need of the project is deteriorating pavement. Longitudinal and transverse cracking has become visible in the existing asphalted pavement. The Pavement Condition Index, or PCI, is calculated based on the results of a detailed pavement distress survey that identifies pavement distress type, distress severity, and distress quantity. 0 is the worst possible condition, and 100 is the best. PCI ratings range from 50 to 71 as shown on the next slide. The pavement in the middle segment of the project is in the poorest condition, followed by the segment from County Highway S to Wisconsin 64. The condition of the stretch from High Street to Bridge Street is satisfactory. The project also has secondary needs such as substandard curb ramps, aging culverts, substandard guardrail, and deteriorating bridge features. 2 alternatives were considered. The first would do nothing beyond normal maintenance such as crack filling. The second would be to mill and overlay Wisconsin 124 as well as address the secondary needs as discussed on the previous slide. This slide summarizes both alternatives. Alternative number 1 does not address the purpose and need as the existing pavement would continue to deteriorate. Even with normal maintenance, the roadway would eventually lose its utility as a travel route. Alternative 2 does address the purpose and need of improving the deteriorating pavement and is the recommended alternative by WisDOT. Secondary needs would also be addressed with alternative number 2. This slide shows the following proposed improvements of the build alternative for the southern part segment, or project ID 8610-02-04. Milling and overlaying Wisconsin 124 will take place. Since it's a connecting highway, the city of Chippewa Falls will be responsible for the cost of milling and overlaying the 6-foot parking lanes. WisDOT will be responsible for the cost of the travel lanes and all other project costs. Upgrading traffic signals on southbound Wisconsin 124 or Bay Street at the following 5 intersections: Columbia Street, Grand Avenue, Central Street, Spring Street, as well as River Street. Upgrading curb ramps to current American with Disability Act standards. In order to construct the curb ramps, real estate will be required. The map shows green dots where no right-of-way impacts are required, yellow dots where temporary limited easements will be required, and orange dots where permanent acquisition will be required. A determination of no adverse effect is being prepared to document that historic properties will not be adversely affected by the project. Historic properties within the projects are shown in black text on the map. There is a historic district on Bridge Street between Columbia and Spring Streets, but those properties are outside of the project limits. This slide gets into the proposed improvements of the build alternative for project ID 8610-08-03. Similar to the last slide, this portion will also be milled and overlaid, and improvements to 3 culverts will be made near the north end of the project. Temporary and permanent acquisition will again be required for curb ramps as noted by the green, yellow, and orange dots. There will be a temporary impact to Irvine Park while removing and reconstructing an upgraded curb ramp. This slide shows the proposed improvements of the build alternative for project ID 8610-08-02. This portion will be milled and overlaid with thicker asphalt, raising the profile of the road 1 to 2 inches. As a result, driveways will be feathered in to match the higher profile. Culverts marked in blue will be improved or replaced. In addition, guardrail will be upgraded. Ditches are currently being analyzed between County Highway S and 98th Avenue to determine if ditch cleaning will allow better ditch flow. The bridge over Union Pacific Railroad tracks will receive a concrete overlay, and the northwest wing wall will be replaced on the structure over O'Neill Creek. This slide summarizes the project schedule as shown. Please note that the public comment period is open until July 4th, 2021. Comments and questions can be submitted by email, phone, or mail using the comment form on the project design website.